Right, we're back on the workshop again today. The audio is going to be a bit shit for this last video. Hopefully it should improve after this one. I've got some portable microphones on the way. But anyway, I've got the Corsa just literally sitting right in front of me. I need a video for this week, so it's currently Saturday. I'm filming very, very late. Video's going out tomorrow, so basically my plan is to just do a visual health check on the car, go over everything. Basically, I just want to go over everything, give the car a good going over, bolt checks and the works. I'm still hearing that rattling, so I just want to check some of the bolts underneath. We'll check the condition of the gearbox mount and the lower arms that we fitted recently, and as well as the drop links. Just the general going over of the car, and then I just want to show you a couple of things that I noticed. I did do this in the last video, but I did it a bit rushed. I want to properly go over the car today. While I wait for my friend to turn up, so I can give his car a little wash. But yeah, we're gonna bring the Corsa in. We're gonna stick it up on the ramp, and just go from there.
Okay, so it's currently very late. Just in this clip here, you're gonna see me getting the Corsa on the ramp, getting it slightly up in the air, and doing all my engine bay checks. I didn't notice anything too bad here. The oil was a bit low, so I topped her up. Just had a general look around. I think I mentioned most of it in the later part of the video, but this is part of the intense health check I did today. So enjoy the time lapse of me messing around with my car. And yeah, that's when I connected the brake bleeder as well to that brake fluid change, because it was an awful colour.
Okay, so that's all my underbonnet checks done. I'm fairly happy with everything. I had a little look at the brake fluid, and it looks like there's a small leak around the ABS pump, but I don't think so. I think it's just general dirt and stuff, not having an undertrain, stuff kicking up onto the ABS pump. Just a mixture of things. A little bit dirty, so I clean that off. The brake fluid is not a good colour, so when we take it up in the air and do the rest of the checks, we're also going to change the brake fluid. I dipstick the oil, and this is why I always keep oil on you. There was not, what's it called? There was not enough oil in it. Sorry, mind blank. There wasn't enough oil in it, so I kept some oil on me, luckily. Topped her up. I really need to do a service because the oil's quite black, and I'm not too happy. I might try and do an engine flush as well, to be honest with you. I just don't know how good they are. Topped up the coolant and the screen wash as well. Gave it a little clean. Probably looking a lot better now. So now we're going to take it up in the air. I'm going to do some of my checks. I'm going to show you some key things that I know are already down there. And then I'm just going to go around and do a general bolt check. And then do the brake fluid change. We're going to do all four corners because it's not a good colour. So then she'll have some new brake fluid in her, and then when we come to service the car, I need to do it soon, realistically. When we come to service it, I think I'm going to try and do some spark plugs as well. And just really get her firing correctly. I want the car to run nice. And with that Castrol 5W40 stuff, I did notice the improvement. But there is a small oil leak underneath, and this is part of the reason I'm getting up in the air to check, because I want to make sure it hasn't gotten any worse, especially because that dipstick about a week ago was completely full. About a month ago was completely full. So I don't know if maybe a bit too much oil leaked out, or it burnt a bit of it off. But regardless, we're going to get the car up in the air, have a little look. But there's so far nothing much to look at. Okay, so I've done the very intense visual and physical health check. Wow, why am I so dirty? Anyway, I've done the very intense check on the Corsa. There are a couple of things I want to go over. I keep getting comments on the videos saying that I move the camera around too much, so I'm just gonna point at things and do cuts, so it's not like me moving the camera everywhere. So the first thing is this oil leak from the oil filter housing. You can see up there, just where the oil was coming out of it. There's, I think, 2 bolts for it, maybe 3. One behind the AC compressor, one behind the exhaust, so shouldn't be too bad to do. Next thing is this. that should be riveted onto that part of the subframe in there, because if you look at this side, solid. So that's something that's got to be addressed. I've got a rivet gun, I've got rivets, so I can just do that at some point soon. Flex has always been an issue. I'm debating just getting rid of it, to be honest with you. It's jarring, it's ugly, getting rid of it. So yeah. Okay, so now we're going to carry out the brake fluid change. Got the bleed nipple on the caliper. Show you just here. We're going to crack that off. I believe it's an 11mm. Get our brake bleeder bottle, hang it up. We're going to bleed about a litre out of the car. We're going to just aim to do like a quarter of a litre on each corner. Also, one thing I failed to show you, the tyres I really need to look at getting done, because these ones aren't as bad on this side, but on this side you can see the cracking and perishing. It's getting really bad. I mean, the dot code for these is, let me just find it, 4319. So these were made in the 43rd week of 2019. So these tyres are 5 years old. So they've been put through their run-ins, but yeah, so I need to look at getting 2 new tyres for the rear. I don't know if I'll go with proxies again, because these proxies are supposed to be like amazing in the wet or whatever, but they're just not. I mean, I suppose it is a front wheel drive car, what you're going to do. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to start the brake fluid change. Bleed them out of all the corners. If it feels like it's going to snap, I'll just take a bit more out of another corner instead. I'm going to try and get some caps for these as well. And also, sorry, one more thing. We're at the rear right corner of the car now. I just want to show you in there. See the rust on the brake disc as I turn it? It means the caliper or the brake pad isn't fully grabbing on that brake disc. Because if you look at this side, it's much better. It spins a lot more, so it's still grabbing, but it's not grabbing fully. Meaning I just need to do that caliper that I have that is still hung up here in the workshop. So we've got the caliper to do. I just haven't got around to it because I did the slider pins and I assumed it was right, but it doesn't really matter too much. I can put a caliper on it if I need to put a caliper on it. I'm not going to bother doing it now because the braking's still okay. But I am going to change the brake fluid and hopefully that should help somewhat. So yeah, just going to put you lot down. We'll do the brake fluid change and then I think we'll be done for the day. I just want to add a little segment into the video quickly. I mentioned buying a project car for 250 subscribers. Now, feasibly, with insurance for me currently, that isn't doable. I kind of messed myself a bit over there because when I said it, I was able to afford to do it. But now with the 3 points that I've got, I'm unable to do that. So it may be a little longer, but my hope is that if I decide to sell the Corsa on, I can buy something else that's cheaper on insurance and then buy another car along with it, add it to the same policy, and pay a similar amount to what I'm paying at the minute, but to run 2 cars and then have a project car. Or the most, like the best situation we can be in is if I find somewhere to put a project car and then all I need to do is get a couple £100, buy a little dinger. Now I have an idea of what I want it to be, don't you worry. And then we can sort of figure out what to do on it, and I'll actually have a project car for the channel. But that's just a little tiny segment in this video. I don't want to waffle on about it for too long because it's one of those things that like I would really love to do it immediately, but unfortunately these things take time, and still being an apprentice, money isn't the best, and trying to run this thing on the insurance that it is with the fuel as well is a little bit long. We'll put it that way. But anyway, let's carry on this brake fluid change. Okay, so I just want to show you guys this because this just shows you how bad it was. You can see on the brake fluid bottle the 2 different colours. Now the top one is obviously my brake fluid. Look at how bad that is. In this lighting it doesn't look at, oh no, it still does, look at that layer. That's how bad this brake fluid was. Definitely needed to change. 100% glad I'm doing this. So we're just going to take enough out of all 4 corners and then go from there.